Hey everyone, guess what? We're here with Stu from Blindfolded and Led to the Woods. I almost said Led Through the Woods. Oh my God, that would have been fucked up. They actually just released an album October 10th. The hardest thing about being God is that no one believes me. Um, Stu, I want to say holy shit, dude. I can't tell you how many times I've listened through the album over the last like 3 or 4 weeks, you know. I love how it starts and I love how it ends, you know, Arrow is a guiding light and Coalescence is they're the two longest tracks on the album and what a way, what a way to start and finish. And the album flow is spectacular. Holy shit.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for listening. And we always kind of wanted the album to be listened to as a whole, so it's great to hear that.
Yeah, as it, it's I guess it's different for a lot of like mainstream artists. They're focused on like singles and what have you, but um that's why I like the underground. You know, I'm old. I grew up in a time when it was the album was the art and it wasn't so like single focused, you know?
Mm. And this is a concept album, so I mean it's 10 parts of one story. So, definitely encourage people to listen to the whole thing. And like you say, I think like metal, there's a lot of concept albums and stuff that happen in metal, and I'm pretty stoked that we were able to put one together. And yeah, it was a very cool process. And like you say, having those two tracks at the front and back, kind of bookshelving, what do you call it, bookmarking the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, super stoked with how it ended up turning out.
Yeah, what I think is really cool is like the beginning lyrics and the ending lyrics, you know. Uh I'm saying that now I'm like, I remember the end lyrics, but it's like every story has a beginning, and then this cold world is like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Just I think it's again, it's a great way to start and a great way to finish a fucking spectacular album. So let me ask you this. Hardest question you're gonna have to answer tonight is do you have a favorite song on the album?
Uh, that is a hard question. I mean, I kind of have like a couple of personal favorites, and it's been really cool to see what like people around the world's kind of favorites have ended up being. Um, I'm a really big fan of the track Totem, which I think is track 8. Um, I really like what we ended up doing with that song. Coalescence, obviously, with the way it kind of pans out and then ends. Having Hera on the track, the Icelandic female vocalist who was on there, she did an amazing job, and I wasn't actually there when she recorded the vocals to that, but I was there for the recording of practically everything else, all of the vocals. So yeah, I wasn't there when they tracked that. So the first time that I heard her vocals on it, I was like pretty much brought to tears. I was just like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like she did such an amazing job, and we kind of gave her a lot of freedom to kind of do. Like we had like ideas of what we thought would be cool, but what she actually did like far exceeded what we could have ever thought that could be like, and her harmonies and everything. Like I'm a sucker for vocal harmonies, and what she did in there was amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
What a
but I
great
mean, yeah, like
contrast on the album, you know, with her voice
yeah,
is
mm,
spectacular.
yeah, and it's really cool. Like that song, we when we recorded the drums and everything, like the outro, we actually recorded an entirely different drum kit. So there's like a lot of layers in that song, and there's a lot going on. So yeah, next time you're listening to it, if you have a listen to the drums specifically as the song ends, you'll notice that the kit changes to like a small kind of jazz kit and with different cymbals and everything. So um, yeah, there was a lot of work that went into that song.
I feel like there was a lot of work that went into the album overall, you know, because there are so many like elements. You know, you guys do really well with the way the songs are crafted. You've got, of course, the heavy elements, and then the super light, like airy elements in there too, which I think for a listener, uh, maybe for someone who's not super into, death metal, but they like it a little bit, it kind of helps bring them in a little bit more.
Hmm. Yeah, totally. Yeah, and yeah, it was a pretty massive undertaking to get this album from kind of concept to completion. It was a big job.
Hell yeah. How long did that take you to like go through that whole process?
Um, I mean, it didn't really take too long. Like, I guess the way we kind of do things, like I'll write all of the songs basically, and I'll demo like basically like the entire album by myself, not vocals, but musically, and then I'll send it to the other guys, and they kind of put their flair on things. Um, so like the bass lines and the drums and everything will be expanded on quite a lot. Um, Dan, our other guitarist, he's a fantastic musician, and he'll put his own kind of spin on the guitars, and he helped me a lot with the synths as well. And he came up with a whole lot of synth lines as well, which was really freaking cool. Um, but it's taken us a couple of years, like, to get the album done. Um, but a couple of crazy things, like the drums were recorded in 1 week in a studio. So that was just like one extreme session to get all the drums done in one go. And Cooda did such an insane job on the drums. Like it's out the gate. And like the guitars were recorded in one weekend. So the entirety of the album guitars in one weekend, just Dan and I in his home studio. Vocals took quite a while. Took us a couple of months to get the vocals where we wanted them, because it was such an important part of telling the story. And there's quite a lot that goes on. You've listened to the album, you'll know what I mean with the different vocal styles. And there was a lot of back and forth of kind of listening to how things were with the vocals. And then, maybe this part should be like this part should be like this, maybe this voice should change here, just to really push the concept. But yeah, Nick recorded all the bass by himself. And I mean, the bass in the album is like everything else. He did a fucking crazy job. So yeah, yeah, fucking stoked. And then we got it mixed and mastered by Forrester Savile in Australia. And he had a really quick turnaround because like basically his like first revision mix of the album, we were just like, it's so freaking close to where we want it. So there wasn't a whole lot of back and forth there either. So everything fell into place super quick. It was awesome.
That's so fucking cool. It's like synchronicity. It's like everything just kind of really matched up. I know, I know Anthony's new-ish to you guys on the drums. How do you feel like his stuff on the album has really come out to you?
Oh, it's amazing. Like Tim, previous drummer, Tim Stewart, he's is a phenomenal drummer as well, but quite a different style. So going into this album, we knew it was going to be quite a different sound all up. Like the drums are such an important part of death metal music. And Cooda has such an amazing mind for coming up with rhythms and different beats, and kind of he loves to do things that I like. I'm a drummer myself, but he's a different kind of drummer in the way that he can kind of visualize different patterns and do things like, I mean, a lot of bands these days use like program drums and things, but like I don't think that you could like program what he plays, because it's just so him. Like the middle tom section in Red, the song Red, for example, like I mean, it would take you fucking weeks to actually program that the way that he plays it, like to get it actually right. So, I love that human flavor that we have on the album. And, he's just, he's absolutely insane behind the kit.
Well, that's, I think when you're writing, especially, knowing the drums, you write differently than if you were just a guitar player writing a
Mm,
song. You have like you understand I guess I'm going to say the limits of a drummer or what the drummer can do. So it kind of helps structure the song a little bit differently.
mm. Yeah, I know there are a lot of guitarists that like that don't play drums, and there's all the jokes about them kind of overwriting what what the drummer could, writing things that you need like three arms for and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean the demo stuff that we were that I put together for this, um, some of it's like the same as kind of what I wrote, and then a lot of it is Cooda's flair on it. So yeah, super cool to have him doing that.
Hell yeah. I think he crushed, in my opinion, right? He crushed the album. And I love that you brought up Red because I think Red is one of my favorites on the
Oh
album.
hell yeah,
Like
awesome.
I love all the elements brought into it. So I'm glad you brought that up and not me. Like, hell yeah.
Sick. We've actually been playing that on this tour currently, and we when we played that in Portland a couple of nights ago, like the end riff of that song, the entire room was a mosh pit. Like it was fucking sick.
That's fuck, dude. That's super cool. I wish that you guys were coming just a little bit closer to me. Um,
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, I want to hit that because you're on tour with Volcandra, and
yeah,
I fucking love those dudes. They're hometown homies, so
yeah.
it's super fucking cool. Like, I'm like, God, man, I want to be there. Yeah,
Oh man, and speaking of Volcandra, like I got to give them a shout out because honestly, every single night they play, they are just fucking on form and so insanely tight. It's awesome to watch every single night, night after night.
hell yeah, it is, dude.
Amazing guys, amazing players.
Yeah, they're the nicest dudes in the fucking world too. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
love them. You hear it, guys? We're fucking just be safe on the road. So what does the set list look like? I know you guys are this album is number 2 on prosthetic. So are you guys going through your discography and kind of throwing a little bit of everything in there, or are you focusing primarily on the prosthetic gear so right now?
So we've got stuff from Nightmare Withdrawals in the set list. We've got a few songs from Rejecting Obliteration, and then I think five songs from this album. So it's a pretty good spread. We've got a little bit of the last three albums. And yeah, really happy with the set list. And it seems that people are happy with the set list that we've put together for this one as well.
Hell yeah, that's super cool. It's always, I think for an artist, it's always kind of challenging to make that decision, when you're like, I guess under 5 albums, it's like, okay, do we want to kind of touch on everything or do we want to be really
Mm,
like new album heavy?
yeah.
And then when, I guess when you get like 10, 15, 20 albums,
Well, hopefully we get to there. But I think like the Nightmare Withdrawals, Rejecting, and the new album, they're all really important albums, and the the crowds that we have like here in the States, I think like those three albums have really connected with the people here. So it was important to have stuff from all three of them.
for sure. Yeah, you don't want to, um, you don't, I don't know, shit on the fan base, right? If they're coming out, you want to kind
Yeah,
of
and
please
we've had
everyone.
like man, we've had people traveling to come see us, which like to us is really mind blowing because like we're from a tiny little country on the bottom of the planet. Like we have 5 million people in our country. We played in LA and there's like 8 million people in that city.
Yeah,
And so it's just like what the fuck. But we had people who traveled like 4 hours to be at a show on this tour. We had our friends in Western Superman, Tom, he's actually from London, so they planned a trip and he came over and they've been doing some recording, but they coincided to be able to come to one of the shows as well. And it's just like, the dedication of people doing things like that is like it's mind blowing to us. It's yeah, really quite amazing.
Well, I think when you put out quality music, it obviously connects with the fans, but the fans' appreciation, it shows in the travel.
Mm. Yeah,
You know,
I mean, it's freaking crazy, bro, honestly.
yeah, that's super fucking cool though. Like, did you expect to see Tom from London at any of your fucking shows?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I know I'm on online and everything like that, and Stace and I featured on one of their songs a couple of years back. But like we went and met up with Seth, who's the other member of the band, just for lunch, and then Tom was there, and it was just like, what the fuck? Pretty amazing surprise. But yeah, yeah, did not
But
expect that. Crazy.
I love that, dude. Like, I love when something like that can happen. Everything kind of falls into place and it happens. I know it doesn't happen often. Had the chance to fly out and see some friends of mine play the Palladium in LA. It's like 2 years ago. It just happened to work out like for my birthday, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm going.
That's
I show
awesome,
up and
man.
they're like, what the hell? Um,
And we've met like some pretty amazing people along the way as well. Like we had Paul Masvidal from Cynic and Death at one at the San Francisco show, which was like he's a hero of mine and he's a hero of Dan's. So to meet him was, you know, just unreal. And we also met Ben from All Shall Perish, and he's a massive influence on Cooda and his drumming and growing up listening to that band. So yeah, like to have met some of these people, it's just mind blowing. And to kind of like the metal scene is so amazing in the fact that a lot of people are just they're just people, you know. And when you kind of have them on these like pedestals, and you think like, oh, I'm never going to be able to meet that person, and then you end up running into them or opening with them and playing with them, and everyone's just super cool. Like I haven't met a famous metal person yet who's been a total dick. So maybe I'm really fortunate, but you know we've played with and toured with some big bands now, and so far everyone's been super cool, and that's just fucking metal.
Hell yeah, it is. That is one of my favorite things about metal musicians is same thing, right? Everyone that I've met, aside from like one, I've had really great experiences, and that one, I it was only one time that it was not a great experience, and I can like tell myself, oh, they were just having an off day. That's all it is, because
Yeah,
like damn near everyone is super fucking cool. Now, you mentioned about like touring with some of those people and playing some shows with them. The three that stick out to me are Revocation, who I absolutely love, dude. Like love
yeah,
those dudes. And then Dillinger Escape Plan and Sepultura. Like,
yep.
holy fuck. What was, playing with those like for you?
Uh, all three of those fucking sick. Sepultura was awesome. It was in like a really big venue. That was actually just one show that we did with them. One, yeah, just a really big venue in our hometown. So it was really cool to play in a huge venue in front of like a massive crowd, and they were super chill dudes as well. That was when Eloy was in the band as well. So watching him play drums was like, you know,
He's a
watching that guy
fucking
play drums
octopus,
is
dude.
is a
Like,
freaking monster.
yeah.
Dillinger Escape Plan is Nick, our bass player's all-time favorite band. So doing that tour was like fucking cool. And they are an intense live act. So yeah, super cool. And the other one you mentioned,
Revocation.
oh, Revocation, yeah. Hell yeah. Again, just like that was that was fucking cool because they had just finished uh mixing and mastering whatever album they were about to release. I can't remember exactly what album it was, but we were in the van with them and they were showing us like unreleased finished music. and we were just like, fuck, man, this is fucking cool.
Yeah. That's, it's always super cool to see that. And I think, especially with Revocation, um, watching Dave play, it's always like a clinic in fucking skill because I don't know how the fuck he plays some of the stuff he plays and is still able to sing. I'm just like,
He's one of those guys. When you're playing with them, you're like, oh man, I've got to play guitar in front of this dude. Like, fuck. But you just get up there and do your best, and you can't go around comparing yourself to someone like him because it's never going to be fair.
right. No, right. I mean, he is he's almost like a once in a lifetime talent. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah,
Um, he's so technically skilled, and like the songs that he's able to write, that I don't ever feel he overplays on anything. I think he always serves the song really, really well.
yeah. I mean, good songwriting is, in my opinion, that's the first and foremost thing that people should worry about.
100%. That's one thing I really dig about you guys. I feel like, you've done such a great fucking job writing the songs that you write, and it in a way that kind of allows everyone in the band to showcase their fucking skills, because there's not, in my opinion, there's not anyone in your band that doesn't have a very high set of skills.
Yeah, yeah. And the focus for me has always been like, how can I write the fucking best song? Like, I don't consider myself like an incredible player at all, but songwriting is always my focus. Like, it doesn't need to be overly technical, um, although our music is somewhat technical, but you know, that's just how it ends up. It's not because I'm trying to write anything technical. That's just what comes out.
Well,
It's very,
there's a balance there, right? Like
hmm,
you you like you write and you play to serve the song and whatever the song calls for. And I feel like you understand, it tells you what it fucking needs, and you're just like,
hmm,
okay, we're gonna go down that path right now. Like let's do it. Like,
hmm. Yeah, you got to follow your heart a little bit.
yeah, for sure. So, when you guys were writing, well, when you were writing or, recording this, was there a time where there was a challenge you faced where you're like, oh fuck, I don't know if that song's gonna make it?
Um, Not particularly. Um, no, I mean it was a pretty smooth process, really. There were, I guess, there were songs that were really hard to nail, like the takes of. But that's going to happen on every album, no matter what genre. It's just a matter of pushing through, and sometimes you end up like rearranging something to make it work better, and you've just got to be open to doing that as well. Like, I'm never so precious about the songs that I write that we can't change something. Um, and for example, like the start of Black Orchids, um, the intro of that was initially like half as long, and Cooda had the idea that we should extend that out, and I'm so fucking glad he did because it's way sicker. So you just got to roll with the punches.
That's the truth. And I think sometimes, or for some musicians or songwriters, I think it's really hard to do that because you kind of get stuck like, oh, this is what it is. It can't change. But sometimes those changes really like open the flower, right? Like I feel like the song, it starts as a bud, and at the end it's really like flowered into what it should be.
Yeah, totally agree.
God, that's kind of a weird fucking. Like it's like a flower as I pummel you with death metal.
Oh, that's sick. That's blindfolded right
Yeah,
there.
it fucking really is, dude. So let me ask you this. Like I was reading about Ooh. Um so I was reading about the band and something popped up that really caught my attention. What was the Aaron Simpson show?
But man, it was like so that was our second gig, I think, or second time we had played live. And honestly, it was just one of those things that happened. Like we were like 20 years old kind of thing. And yeah, it's a fucking crazy story. Like we were having band practice behind where they filmed that show. There was a whole lot of bands practicing in that area as well. And they thought that we were a different band. And we were just, they were like, they had driven around and they were trying to find this band that they heard. And we were just like, yeah, we're that band, not knowing what the hell was about to unfold. And kind of ended up getting booked to play on the show. And so we did it. And it was probably the most awkward experience of my life. And then it just went crazy, kind of viral online. And the rest is history. It's one of those things that sometimes we laugh about it, and then sometimes we're just like, oh fuck, like I don't I don't want to talk about or think about that. And then other times it's fine, and it's just one of those things. Weird.
Yeah. But how did that do for you guys?
Um, I mean, honestly, it didn't really do too much for us because we weren't an established band. Like we didn't have any releases out. We were so like new to being a band. There wasn't really much that it could have done for us. And at the time, we didn't take the music as seriously either. Like the last three albums that we've done has been a really different like era of the band where we've really taken what we do seriously. Everything prior to that, we were kind of just kids partying and playing music together. Um, so as we've gotten older, like the music and everything has matured a lot as well. So, you know, back then it's just we were just having fun and didn't really care too much, and it just happened to be that went crazy online. And I wish that the music and videos that we're making now were that crazy online. But yeah,
But yet,
people love
yet
a
you never
people love
know.
a viral video. Yeah, well, yeah, the new album's doing pretty amazing. So, we've had just over 100,000 streams on Spotify in the first week, which is for us, it's like that's pretty overwhelming. Like we've never had an album released week like that before. So yeah, pretty fucking grateful for everyone out there and appreciate everyone listening to us.
Yeah, that's cool. It's nice to hit those milestones when you release a new album.
Hmm.
And I think it speaks to a couple of things. One is, the work that you all are putting in, right? The touring, the writing, and releasing a good quality, product for lack of a better word, but releasing art that people actually connect with
Hmm.
is important. And also the the promo that goes behind the album, the lead up, right? Like um, when you don't have a solid team like behind you doing that, it I don't know, falls on deaf ears, I guess.
Yeah, and we're super grateful to everyone who's helped us out with that. Like Prosthetic has been amazing, and yeah, putting an album out these days is like I've really noticed the last three albums we've done. Every album has been a really different experience with actually trying to like get it out to people. And yeah, it's like this album, I think like the landscape of getting music out to people has changed again. Like there's just so much going on out there and there's so much noise and you know, you're releasing, well, we're releasing a concept album that's 10 songs long, and we want people to listen to the whole thing in a society where people's attention spans are not really that long anymore. So, you know,
It, it's
we're it's so awesome that people are actually like digging into the whole album. And you know, as we said earlier on, it's that's metal as fuck. Like, and I think people are kind of, you know, I like to think people are going away from the kind of like short things, and people are kind of realizing that it's not really a great way to exist. But who knows?
yeah, you're right. Like, who knows? I think a lot of people, there are a lot of people who are so like, okay, whatever's hot on the radio, that's what I'm listening because they're shoving it down my throat. But, a lot of the metalheads are, we're fucking weird, dude. We're like, what is the most obscure band that has no listeners? Like, that's who I fucking listen to. I don't give a shit. Right. But
And it's pretty awesome. Like with metal, like if one of my favorite bands releases an album, I'll listen to the whole fucking thing, and I'll listen to it a lot.
yeah,
So yeah, metal's pretty special in that regard, and the support and the passion that people have for it.
I would agree. Wholeheartedly agree. For a bunch of angry music, we are we are a bunch of lovers, dude. When we get to a show, it's like, oh, he fell. Hold on, everyone stop. Let's get him up.
Yeah, we
So
had a good one of that last night in the mosh pit. Actually, there was a, you know, someone fell down pretty hard, and we're up there on stage watching, and kind of like, do we need to stop? And then everyone's helping them out, and like, you know, it's great to see.
hell yeah, it is. That was, the funniest thing. I think us metalheads first, we're all freaks and fucking weirdos. We're like the black sheep of the world, right? And I took my daughter, who is she was like 9 or 10 at the time. This is almost 10 years ago. I mean, she's almost nine. She'll be 19 here in like a month. Um, I took her to see Max and Igor on the Return to Roots tour. That was her first metal show, and she was like, "Oh my God, people are gonna think I'm weird because I got blue hair." And I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna be fine." She literally walks in and immediately, I mean, we weren't there 30 seconds. There was one of the opening bands was like, "You're the fucking coolest kid ever. Come here to the merch table." And they just started like signing CDs and fucking drumsticks and giving her shit. And she was like, "They don't think I'm weird." I'm like, "That doesn't matter. We're all fucking weird.
Mhm.
They just know
Yeah,
it,
hell yeah.
right?"
We
Like,
actually, when we were in Palmdale, we had uh, one of the opening bands. He had his son with him, and he was 12 years old. And those two stood front and center, like with everyone moshing around them for the entire set. And it was so cool, just like, hell yeah, man, this kid is just fucking loving it and headbanging and shit. Like 12 years old, front row at a metal show. So good.
hell yeah. That's what it's about. It's about, giving the experience to the kids that, their first show or their first few shows that they never fucking forget because then you've got a fan for life. You know what I mean?
And hopefully they pick up an instrument and start doing blast beats and shredding on the guitar and bass, you know?
Or sing or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah, whatever it may be. Hell yeah.
oh, yeah, for sure. So, so far on the run in the States, is there like a show that has really stuck out to you as the best? I know it's only been this is night 8, I think.
Yeah, yeah, this will be show 8. Yeah. Portland was awesome. Seattle was awesome. Actually, they've all been awesome, man. Like, um, the turnouts have been like exceeding what we would have thought, which is amazing. Like people coming out. People have like been buying a lot of merch, which is really cool. Like obviously doing something like this is like it cost us over $20,000 for the visas to be over here doing this tour, and then you've got flights and everything else that comes with that on top of that. So, you know, every single piece of merch that people buy is such a huge thing for us. Sound warning for just a second. Oh, no worries, thank you. There might be some noise happening in just a moment.
Oh, they're gonna do some sound checking.
Yeah.
All right. Uh, well, I don't remember. I was gonna ask you something else, and then the sound check thing came up, and I'm like, oh, what was I gonna fucking say? Who did the art for the latest album?
So that was done by a female artist, Sephorial, I think is how you pronounce it on Instagram. So with the theme and concept of the album, we wanted to make sure that with the protagonist of the album and the story being a female, which is kind of like the twist at the end, um, we really wanted the art to be also um, composed by a female artist. So we were really lucky to work with her, like, and she kind of took our ideas and the album art is like so dark and mysterious and strange, and I think it's a perfect kind of reflection of the music. So I think she absolutely nailed it. Like, so stoked with her, and she's got heaps of amazing art on there. We actually got another design of her for a piece of merch. So yeah, pretty
That's
awesome.
that's super cool. Now, when you said, "Hey, this is what we were thinking," did she did she was she close to it, or did she fucking do something totally different? And you were just like, "Oh, you that's fucking so much better than I thought."
Well, she actually gave us like three different sort of draft ideas at the start, and from there we kind of chose our favorite and expanded on that. Um, so to even just have three kind of drafts, I don't know how many artists kind of do that, but I don't think many would do that because that's a lot of work. But yeah, he did amazing.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that really loud?
I don't really hear it, but what it's doing is it's cutting your voice down. Like I oh yeah, now I can't hear you at all.
I'll be turning it down. How's that?
Hell
There we
yeah.
go. Yeah, no, she did amazing, man. Honestly,
Yeah,
amazing.
I think she fucking crushed it. It's super cool that you have more than one piece of work from her in this like album cycle. I'm sure she greatly appreciates that. I mean, as an artist, like you're like, okay, I'm trying to make money doing this. How the fuck do I do this a little better? Oh, do you have a
And
Volcandra shirt on?
yeah, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I had to buy this long sleeve. It's so fucking cool. The moment I saw it, I was like, I'm buying that thing.
Yeah, dude,
And
that
yeah, mate.
fucking I can't wait to hear the new shit that they've been working on. I'm fucking
Yeah, I've been trying to get a sneak peek out of them of the new mix and stuff. So I'm hoping to get a little sneak of that one.
do you want me to
Fingers crossed.
call fucking River right now and be like, hey dude, you should fucking let us in on a little secret, and let us listen some music. Um
Well, they have offered. We just haven't quite had the opportunity
uh,
yet, but we will.
oh shit. Well then you gotta call me so I can hear some of that shit too.
They might make us sign an NDA or something.
Probably not. Those fucking dudes, they're tremendous fucking musicians and their songs are out of this fucking world.
Mm.
Oh
Oh man,
fuck.
that'll be sick. They'll be stoked
Yes.
about that.
Oh yeah. So let me ask you, like, what bands do you think other people should listen to? Like bands that are top of your list that might not be super well known.
Well, I mean, I would have to mention the other bands that the guys in our band play in, first and foremost. Like Dan, our other guitarist, his band Claimus. It's kind of like progressive. It's metal. Um, it's not like as heavy as Blindfolded, but it's like those guys are just phenomenal. And if you wanted something a little more chilled out, I would absolutely recommend them. The other band that I play drums in is called Plague of the Fallen, and we have released an album and we're releasing an EP. Comes out on the 7th of November. So if you're wanting something else extremely brutal, I would check that out. It's my brother writes everything for that band, and he is just one of the most brutal fucking songwriters ever. Like, yeah, full full respect to him and his abilities. Utilize the Remains is another awesome band from New Zealand that I would recommend checking out. Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what else. Just thought I'd give a shout out to some New Zealand bands, though. Organectomy, another band that freaking sick. Um, Parasitic Infestation, they're a band from the North Island of New Zealand, really sick band as well. Yeah, Spook the Horses is another one from New Zealand, really cool stuff. New Zealand has like a healthy metal scene,
Yes.
and if you can
Yeah.
kind of like follow follow the trail of New Zealand metal bands, you'll discover some really cool shit.
That's fucking cool. I always ask that question because I'm looking for bands that I don't know about that I want, to go check out because there are so many fucking bands out there. Like, how do you know which way to go to find to find the music? Well, you just talk to people. Okay.
Absolutely. And we've been really lucky on this tour to have like sick opening bands um every night. And like Smearing last night in Seattle, holy fuck, they were so sick. Like yeah, we bought like Nick bought some of their merch and stuff, and definitely going to be digging into them and finding their albums and stuff, because yeah, shout out to them, they were insanely sick, like really tough grind, just badass. The guitar tone was fucking phenomenal. So shout out to the bro with the sick guitar tone.
Hell yeah. Now I have to check them out. All right. Good Seattle fucking band.
Yeah,
You should talk to the dudes in Volcandra about the other bands they play in. Like River plays in oh shit, Savage Master, which is a
yeah,
fucking killer like traditional metal band. Um, and then Mike, the drummer also plays in he's like the live fill-in drummer right now because uh the other band doesn't have it. But they're called Redivider. They're a death metal band that God, they fucking it's just a really good like traditional, old school like death metal sound with some modern, shit thrown in.
yeah, sick. He's such a fucking solid drummer as well. So no doubt that'd be badass.
He
Every
is
night he's fucking locked in.
he's fucking insane, dude. And like to watch him play, it's you know, I'm just like, how in the fuck? Like if I could play drums, I want to play like that.
Yeah, he has that super relaxed vibe about him where you're just like, you know, it makes it look easy,
Yeah. Yeah. Like
but
you're
it's
like,
not.
how do you
It's not easy.
yeah, how do you not break a sweat, And when he gets off, he's sweating, but just like do 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 do
Yeah.
do. What the fuck? It's so fucking great. Um, okay, Stu, I know that you guys have started sound check. I don't want to keep you. Thank you very much for the time you've allotted me today. I've had a lot of fun chit-chatting with you, dude.
Hell yeah, bro. No, thank you very much as well. We really appreciate it. And, anyone putting the word out there about our band, we're extremely grateful for.
Hell yeah. Give hugs to all the dudes in Volcandra. Tell them I said, hey,
I
miss you
will.
dudes. I'll see.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. If
They'll be stoked to hear it.
if this is going to be really crazy, I know you guys have an off day between Chicago and Kansas City. Um, if you want to try and throw a show, put a show together last minute in Louisville, we might be able to make it fucking happen.
Well, I'll talk to Nick about that. He's our logistics man. So
Yeah, he's going to
flick
be
us a
like,
message and we'll yeah, he's gonna be like, another fucking show, another headache.
yeah, he's going to be like, we drive 5 hours south to go 10 hours fucking west. I don't know about that. Like, that's cool. Stu, go and have a great night, man. And again, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. See ya.